Hello, everybody. My name is Fatia Green. This week, I'm doing my current event based off of this week's topic, which is early adulthood years between the ages of 24 and 34 years old. At this stage, we as humans are looking for a more permanent connection, whether that's physically, emotionally, or sexually. During this stage, most people are starting their careers or beginning to become more focused on their future paths and their future ideals, dealing with their work and their social life. When thinking about this in a career aspect, most people are going through competence motivation, which is a motivation by the desire for the new levels of mastery and control. This basically means that people become kind of obsessed with their careers or the things that they're infatuated with. Like, for instance, athletes that want to pursue a professional career in their sport will continuously practice and hone on their skills to get into a place where they could be signed to a big team. Another example is doctors might practice sutures or stitchings so they don't lose the skills, or accountants might refresh themselves on their math skills so they are in top condition. This stage is essential to the individual because it is the development of self acceptance, and growth of self confidence. This allows a person to come to terms with what flaws they have and what positive aspects they and others have about them. This growth is due to the dwindling thoughts of self doubt. This growth of self confidence and self acceptance allows people to open themselves up to others, explore new relationships and bonds that they have. And as they explore these relationships, it's possible that they can become more intimate. In these intimate relationships, individuals are opening themselves up to their partner. And as they grow, they begin to want a more permanent commitment. The idea of marriage is the most intimate form of a commitment because you and your partner are bonded and connected by law. With the idea of marriage, there's many people that have the ideal thought and the readiness to marry. It might be the idea that they want to have kids, or they want a family, or old age might be creeping up on them, so they feel like their time is running short on being able to have children. With marriage, there also comes the idea of wanting to end a relationship through the use of divorce. And that takes me to my current event, which comes from NBCnews.com. And the title of my article is Marriage Story Struck a Chord, but America's Real Divorce is More Complicated. So, according to NBC News, the divorce lawyers are saying that with the increase of marriage, there is a more higher chance of divorce. They're saying, based off their statistics, that 26.8 men and 25.1% of women from 2000 have had higher increases of divorce. Most of these divorces are coming from the generation born in the 1980s and 90s, according to this article. The divorce rate declined after the 1980s due to stigmas in society during that time, but it increased after 1990, according to the article. And they are saying the drop was more so increased in the younger population, like in adults from 18 to 25. Most of these people that married at a young age ended up divorcing due to saying that they didn't really get a chance to explore their options, that they married at a young age, or they have financial issues and they felt like marriage was no longer a plausible idea. And this happened more so in millennials and some Generation Z. And then there's also some statistics saying that on the off chance that some of the people that are in Generation Z and millennials are less likely to marry at a young age in their 20s due to wanting to expand their own careers and wanting to grow. They don't want to like stop their career for a family. So they're holding off on marriage and having a family until like later years, like in their 30s and 40s, due to wanting to climb the success ladder, according to studies. They're saying that basically they're putting their education and their success first, and then after they've achieved what they wanted to achieve, they decide they want to have kids and marry. And this also goes back to like our topic for this week's discussion on early adulthood, where like people are more focused on their careers and their aspects and their ideas of wanting to grow and become a better person in their field or in whatever they're choosing to put their focus on. As a social worker, I feel like something as big as marriage should be taken seriously, because most people feel like they met their soulmate at their first chance, and that might not be the case. Some ideas that I feel like would be beneficial in this would be self-worth of a person, dignity and self-worth of a individual, competence, definitely, because you have to take into the idea that it's not just you anymore, it's you and your partner whenever you marry. And then importance of human relationships, because I feel like you should be able to know what you're getting into and know the person that you're marrying over the years. Like, you shouldn't just jump into marriage. You should just take your time with it, like get to know the person, enjoy the relationship as a whole, like not trying to like be in a relationship and then get married like not even a month after, and you have no idea who you've married. Like, the person could be a completely different person like when you decide to live with them and marry them. And that's my current event. I feel like I feel like this was a really close topic. It hit close to home, because I've never really thought of marriage like that. I feel like marriage isn't like a top priority for me. I want to like advance my own career before I get married. So I feel like this one was very important to me in a way. And that's all I have.